Hey, oh, what's going on, peeps? Hope we're all doing well. Welcome back to the channel. Nadeshot now giving his actual verbal thoughts on all of this going down with the CDL rumors. It's about time. Last time we talked about this, he'd only tweeted a few things, and we showed you guys a lot of those tweets and responses he had on these rumors where apparently CDL was set to sign a deal exclusively to YouTube. He now goes on his podcast Over with 100 Thieves. Make sure to go check it out to confirm that he had heard these rumors and is actually glad this is all leaked because he finally gets to talk about why he thinks this is an utterly wrong decision for the Call of Duty League to make.
It's so much harder for discoverability of the CDL League and the majors and COD champs. If your algorithm isn't dialed in for Call of Duty on YouTube, you really have to search the right terms, and then when the results come up, you kind of got to sift through a bunch of listings to find the live stream of the CDL, and then you have other people that are streaming it as well, doing watch parties, and it takes, you know, it's not substantial, but it definitely takes longer to go and find when you search on YouTube the live stream. And I think whether that might sound like a small thing, I actually think that hurts the overall viewership in general.
And even beyond that, he says something that rung a bell with when we talked to Hex. We have a full interview on this channel for Hex, with Hex as well, which was incredible. Kind of rang a bell with what he said. Viewership is king. And Nadeshot echoes this in this podcast by saying the viewership is what matters most. Hex saying something similar. I believe he said, you know, if you really care about the future, truly care about the future of a product, you're going to put it where the most people can watch it. And so it's kind of cool to see them agree on that point of what CDL is doing, they think is the wrong decision.
At the end of the day, viewership is always going to be the most important aspect of anything esports related. And when I made that tweet talking about how viewership is the most important, it was like, well, look,
we are lucky in saying, and we're lucky in the ability to just say that we're going to go wherever we go, and the audience is going to be there with us. We've always been very good at migrating the green wall from place to place because we've developed that bond. So for us, it doesn't matter, but for the betterment of Call of Duty, if they truly care about this product, then they're going to let it live in a place in which it's most consumed. Most eyeballs means more money for the teams to be able to sustain themselves.
Nadeshot also mentions that if we have a league that has hundreds of thousands of viewership on it concurrently, and we somehow can't sell it or make money with it, there's also an inherent problem there, whether it comes from the leagues or someone else. If you cannot sell this product with the viewership and how it's going on Twitch, especially in the early majors throughout this year, there's a problem there.
My perspective is that if you have 450,000 viewers on a league tournament, a CDL major, the fact that we can't sell partnerships against that, we being the CDL and Activision as a whole, and their partnerships team isn't able to extract enough value out of that viewership 5 times a year, 6 if you count COD champs, that's a fucking problem. So, look, man, these tournaments don't happen, especially from Activision's perspective, if people aren't watching it. More so than the people that are actually playing the game. I mean, concurrence on like Steam were below 100,000. I mean, we've got people that don't even play Call of Duty watching these matches. And the fact that they can't monetize that properly, that is the crux of this issue. So from what I understand, allegedly, and I'm not trying to blow up Activision and the staff there, but I know for a fact that this deal with YouTube exclusivity doesn't even pay the bills, bro. I mean, it might get the CDL operating at just even for the year, but even then, they're only spending a couple $1 million, which I could be totally misguided on that, to produce the CDL for an entire year.
Yeah.
And I just don't think for a company as big as Activision making all that money in other places, and I know that certain departments have different P&Ls and everybody's got to, you know, keep an eye on a budget depending on what department they're working in. But overall, like if Activision from the top down understood that this league can operate at a loss, but we need to find a way to make more money to make sure that we don't need to do exclusivity deals for a really, really cheap dollar amount, kind of went down a rabbit hole. I want to make sure that's all coherent. My point is, viewership is the most important part of competitive Call of Duty.
And so here's my question to all of you guys. If you have two of the most vocal and known, not just Call of Duty figures, but certainly Call of Duty owners who both own spots in the league, and I would say between them having some hefty viewership and hefty say of what things have come to be in Call of Duty, if they both are against this move, don't you got to wonder if the move still goes through? What's going on? What do you guys think? Is CDL worth what Nadeshot also says, that juice is not worth the squeeze? It is not worth the short-sightedness of what this deal is going to pay the Call of Duty League to sign exclusively to YouTube? What's going to happen? Do you think CDL should go to Twitch? Should it stay on both platforms, Twitch and YouTube? Should it sign exclusively to YouTube because that's the deal at hand? Should it go elsewhere? What should it do? And can it survive as is? Clearly, Call of Duty League might not think so if they think that signing this deal is needed. What do y'all think? Till next time, take care. I'll catch you back here sometime soon. All right?